Good morning, traders. Hope you're all doing well. David here, TW Trader. And this morning, I'm going to look at GU, EU, most probably, only those two. And I'm just going to have a quick look and review of yesterday's price action. And I'm going to point out a few things that is quite instrumental and key. This is also for the signal service setup signal group. Pay attention to this as well, because this is for you guys as well. So I'm going to start off with GU, and we're just going to consider and look at this price action over here and how it relates to previous price action and what we could potentially be expecting for the day forward. So yesterday, let's have a look first. First going to drop down and then we'll have a look at price action. So Monday morning, we had this region of consolidation, and then we manipulated, had a retracement towards the downside, pushed into something on the left, and then we saw price push towards the upside, tapping the body closes of these candles. So that's kind of what happened in London session. So we had the price action push down and then push up. Then New York opened, we had a retracement, and then price started pushing back towards the upside again. A few key things that's important if you guys remember some of the patterns that I've shared in the past. So look at this. We have our structure break. We have our origin order block. We had a small sweep there as well. So there's our sweep, structure break, price came down to the order block and started pushing back up. So this for me is a reversal pattern, and I do believe and feel that you could be turning bullish short term, not necessarily long term, but short term. Short term, why? Because we have this liquidity high as well as this one, and those are the key areas that I'm interested in seeing price run to and run through and tap at least. So those are the areas I'm interested in seeing. So why this area, why the area price reactive of this area? If you look at the 4 hour, I'm just going to quickly remove this. What happened over here? We keep that area, but let's put another area over there as well. What do we have here? We have a structure break. The break of structure as seen on the 4 hour as well. A body close, 4 hour body close, not just a lower time frame. We have a 4 hour order block. We can't see the sweep on this time frame, but that's fine. What is all of this in here? This is all empty space. So that's all imbalance. So if price is bullish, we'll potentially see price coming to fill all of this empty space to make it balanced and then move further towards the upside. So that is indeed then what we did see happening. So if we just take one candle, we saw price coming back again. Now we created more deliberate and obvious imbalance. You can see we created the imbalance over there. Now we have an imbalance. We have an order block. And we have this previous low there as well, which is a key instrument, key factor for our trading. Now, from a 4 hour point of view, we can see all the ingredients are there for price to go down, tap this area, and move up. So if you don't have time to do 4 hour for 1 minute, 5 minute trading, you're only interested in lower time frame trading, this is a strategy for you. You have your 4 hour, you only need to use the 4 hour. Obviously, you will have bigger stop losses and bigger targets, but that's fine. So you can opt to get 50% off this move. So you're looking at the 5 hour, the 4 hour order block as well as the 1 hour order block. So you're looking at that zone and looking at 50% of it, just above 50%, and you have your stop loss just above the low. And you'll be targeting higher time frame areas. So that is what your trade will look like on a 4 hour time frame. You don't need to be looking at lower time frames. You can just use the 4 hour time frame and you can catch relatively good trades. So using the same concepts that we've applied on lower time frames, you apply to smaller time frames. So this is something that you could have seen. So for the signal group, while I didn't send anything, I was not at my phone, I was driving, so I didn't see this happening in real time. It was there. I did show and send you the idea early in the morning for this candle and for price to fill this week, but the actual entry, I wasn't at the phone present. So that's the reason for that. Community, same for you guys as well. So that's why I do believe the price is potentially moving back towards the upside on the 4 hour points from a 4 hour point of view, because you can see we're clearly being balanced. You can see we are filling the imbalances. We're not creating any more order blocks or liquidity below. We're filling the illiquidity and moving back towards the upside. So that being said, that is then the picture that I have for Monday. So we're just gonna quickly make this a Monday. Let's hide that. And for today, what do we see now further for today? Obviously, I'm still looking for price to reach these higher areas. So then on the 1 hour, we need to identify where's our 1 hour liquidity. So this leg is the most recent leg towards the upside. So ideally, we would want to enter on anywhere below the 50%. So we first of all, we have our imbalance over there. You might ask why I'm taking only till the 50%. Well, that is privileged content. But needless to say, we want to see price go below 50%. So I'm only interested in anything below 50%. I'm not interested in price reaching that area above the 50%. So I'm marking out just the 50% imbalance because that's where I'm interested in seeing price go. Then we also have this 1 hour order block over there. So those are areas that we could possibly, from a 1 hour point of view, see price return to and then continue up towards the upside. So that's the one view. If we just have a look at the 15 minute. So I would then refine this to the 15-minute imbalance over there. That's then important for me. We can already see the price is mitigating and respecting most recent order blocks. So it's quite tricky. We'll have to see what happens in the session openings to see if we get a retracement and then a continuation up. The chances are very good. The chances are there that we might see price just rushing towards the upside, because also from a 15 point of view, we already broke structure towards the upside. So we had that structure break on the 15 minutes. So it's not yet the higher time frame, but we're starting to break the swing points on the lower time frames, which is a good sign for price to actually head up. And then we're respecting order flow. So all indicating the price is still going higher. So obviously we would want to get in on a new higher low. So we'll have to wait for the session opening to get that. So we have our areas where we would want to see price return to, and we mark out our session openings. We have Frankfurt and London, and we would then obviously want to see price retrace into those areas and then give us an entry from those areas. We can just take this week into consideration as well. So that's interesting. Few things that we need to look at. So obviously there's areas below here where price could be returning to. I doubt it, but obviously I'm not the expert. Anything can happen still. But I'm just reading it. As I'm reading it, we can see we're breaking structure and we're pulling back into order blocks. We're breaking, not yet breaking structure. So here we broke structure. So we haven't yet returned to this area yet. So, but the order flow here is bullish. So we're expecting price to make potentially a pullback again and then continue up higher. We can just have a look at the Asian session. We have 3 o'clock. Very nice bullish Asian session. So that is the swing point, as we said. So I'm looking for this area to be hit with the session opening. So potentially price to come down and then carry on towards the upside. We could potentially refine it to this down candle before that big move to this area. Let's just make this a different color. Potentially that area as well. We don't want to make it too amazing colorful, but in essence that is then what I'm looking at, just noting that as well over there. So that is in short my story on GU. So let's have a quick look at euro dollar. So I haven't been really interested in euro dollar for some time now, and I don't know, but it's obvious to see why. It's quite difficult and frustrating price action. Nothing really clear or precise, or just it's just really ugly price action. So for me personally, I'm not enjoying reading this price action. So I'm just going to quickly remove all of that, and we're just going to look at the 4 hour. Let's take a clean slate and just get our ducks in a row. So we can see we're breaking structure towards the upside. We had this sweep over here, the liquidity, and with that sweep, we filled in this imbalance. So we tapped into this imbalance and we started pushing up. Then we accumulated in this area. We pushed down, we broke out of the accumulation, and we came back to retest the accumulation area, and we started pushing down, but failing to make go lower. So we're ending up in another accumulation phase. So again, this I'm just going to move over here. So now we have this accumulation consolidation phase. So let's just have a look where's yesterday's high, which would be that's yesterday's high and yesterday's low and yesterday's high. Is it that one? Yes, that would be yesterday's high. Let's take that one. So this is currently the trading range where we're finding ourselves in. So on the 1 hour, now we can get some more clarity. We have this order block and we see we broke structure towards the upside over there. So technically I'm then looking for price to come back into this area and then move back up to yesterday's high. If we do view this on the 15 minutes, can we get more of a refinement? Potentially this down candle or maybe this candle where everything started, and then a move back towards the upside. So messy 4 hour, but it get a bit more clearer on the 1 hour, so it does get a bit better. So potentially some setups on the 4 hour on the lower time frame. So this is also our Asian session push towards the upside. So according to our Asian session rules, this is a valid area to look for buys as well. We have a small amount of imbalance there as well. Yes, starting to create a liquidity low there as well. So this does look for me like a brilliant setup. Potentially risk entry over there. Stop loss a few pips below. Let's make it 3 pips and then targeting the high. So that's more or less something I'm interested in looking at on euro dollar. So you can see how the 4 hour was messy, but the lower time frame is starting to get clear, applying some rules and regulations to our patterns, and then we're starting to get some more clarity. That's just where the session ended. So that's Asian session ended. So looking in then for Frankfurt Open to potentially give us a retracement and then a continuation up. I'm not sensing or feeling anything on the lower time frames. Maybe the only thing that we could potentially look at is something in this week. We'll have a look because we have the Asian low as liquidity. So we have, let's just use the curve. We have the Asian low as liquidity there as well. So if we perhaps look at the 5 minutes, yes, as expected. So we have this 5 minute area as well. That is for me valid as well. If we don't respect anything in here. So those are the two areas I'm interested in buys. Definitely. This one I'll use at the top of the zone. Stop loss, also 3 pips, about 3 pips, and also targeting yesterday's highs. So those are the scenarios and the things I'm looking at on GU. Let's have a quick look at another pair. So Aussie dollar, I'll just review. I'm not going to make any predictions on it. So this was the area that I did look for price to come into, and then price didn't come. But let's look in hindsight. Let's see what happened actually. So we actually respected this area we created, where we created all these equal lows. So price did tap into that area after we saw the structure break towards the upside, and then we had price slowly pushing back up. We had another structure break towards the upside. Price came back down, respected something in this area, and then started pushing back up. Then on the 1 minute, we had this definite swing. Price came back, filled the imbalance, and started pushing further towards the upside and just moving sideways, accumulating. And then we had a big push up. So now we could potentially look at this swing if it's the end of the swing, and we can look at areas in the discount to look for buys. This was where the structure break happened, but all of this is an order block on the high time frame. So we go to a high time frame. Let's go to the 30-minute time frame. We can see that is an order block on the 30-minute time frame. So potentially that could be a buying area if price pushes down and then further towards the upside. So that's just a quick review and reading what happened on AU yesterday. So we didn't get the best probable entry for me, but we did see price continue up in the direction as anticipated. And just a pro tip, quick tip: have a look at the correlation between Aussie dollar and GU. You might notice something interesting. Guys, that's it from me for this day. There was a lot of insights, a lot of good things spoken about today. I hope you found some value in it. Leave me a like and comments if you enjoyed it, and then we'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.